Last time we set up Visual Studio Code and wired Claude into it. So today, let's actually build something with it. Not a to-do list, not a demo, a real Android app that a real person uses in the real world every week. It is called Animotion. It runs attendance for a music therapy practice, and I want to walk you through the whole thing, including the version that failed. Because honestly, that is the part you will learn the most from. So here's the problem we were solving. A music therapist visits care homes, schools, and facilities. At each visit, there is a group of people, and she needs to record who actually turned up. Then she needs to get that attendance out as a spreadsheet to send on. That is it. That is the whole job. It sounds trivial. It is not, and the reason why is going to matter a lot in about 2 minutes. Boiled right down, the app has to do 4 things. Keep a list of clients, which are the facilities you visit. Under each client, keep a list of the users, the patients you actually see. Record an attendance session for each visit, and export that attendance to Excel so it can be shared. For things, hold on to that, because a tight, honest list of requirements is the single most useful thing you can hand to Claude before you write a line of code. Now, version 1. This was built in React Native, using Expo, with the data living in InstantDB, which is a hosted real-time database in the cloud. And I want to be fair to it. It worked. It genuinely did the job. People used it. So this is not a story about picking a bad framework. It is a story about picking the wrong shape of solution for where the app was actually going to be used. 2 problems killed it. The first one is the big one. Cloud dependency. Those visits happen in care homes and facilities, and a lot of those rooms have terrible signal, or none at all. And the app needed the network to reach InstantDB. So the one moment you absolutely need the app to work, standing in a room full of people, ticking off names, is exactly the moment it might not. The second problem was fragility. Every time Expo updated, or InstantDB updated, the build broke. And reinstalling it on Android got more painful each time. Now on its own, that is annoying. Combined with the first problem, it is fatal. You have got an app that does not work where you need it, and is a fight to maintain. At that point, you are not maintaining software, you are just paying rent on it. Right. Before we rebuild anything, there is one job that comes first, and please do not skip this in your own projects. Get the data out. There was live data in that cloud database. 17 clients, 88 patients, 33 recorded sessions, and 177 individual attendance records. That is real history. So before the old app got shelved, we wrote a small Node script to export the whole lot to JSON. Rescue the data first, then rebuild. Never the other way around. Now version 2. And instead of jumping straight to code, we wrote down 4 rules, and every technical decision came from them. Rule 1, fully offline. All data lives on the phone, no account, no server. Rule 2, a single APK. Sideload it once, and it works forever, no app store listing to maintain. Rule 3, a simple 4-digit PIN, because the data is personal, but a therapist should not be fighting a fingerprint reader in the middle of a session. And Rule 4, Excel in, Excel out, because that is how she already shares this stuff. Those 4 rules picked the entire stack for us. Fully offline means Flutter, with SQLite on the device through SQLite. The PIN goes in shared preferences. Excel import and export use the Excel package. Voice notes use speech to text. And sharing the exported file uses Share Plus. Notice what happened there. We did not choose a stack and then design the app around it. We wrote the constraints down first, and the stack basically chose itself. And this is the bit that actually matters for you working with Claude. Do not open a chat and say, build me an attendance app. You will get something generic that you do not understand. Instead, run /init first so Claude has a claude.md briefing note for the project. Then give it those 4 rules explicitly. Then build one screen at a time, and use plan mode, so it tells you what it intends to do before it touches a single file. Small, reviewed steps. That is the whole technique. So let's look at what came out. You open the app, you get a PIN screen. For digits, and you are in. Then you are on the client screen, which is your list of facilities. Tap the plus to add one. Tap any row to open it. And inside a client is its own list of users, the patients you see at that facility. You can add them one by one, first name and surname, and edit or delete them later. But typing 80 names one at a time is miserable, so there is a bulk import. Tap the upload icon on the client screen and hand it a spreadsheet with 3 columns. Client, first name, surname. If a client in that sheet does not exist yet, it gets created. The users get added underneath it. One warning though, and this one bites people. Keep the client name spelled identically on every row. Sunset Care Home with a capital C and Sunset Care Home with a small 1 will create two completely separate clients. Now the day-to-day flow, the reason the app exists. Open the client you are seeing today. Tap New Session. The full list of users comes up with a checkbox next to every name. If most people are there, hit Select All and untick the few who are not. Then save. And a small practical tip. The session is timestamped when you save it. So save at the end of the visit, not the beginning, if you want that timestamp to reflect when it actually happened. Open any past session and you get the full picture. Who was present, who was absent. And there is a microphone button, so the therapist can just talk, and the note gets transcribed straight into the session. Worth knowing, that is stored as text, not audio, and if the transcription struggles you can always just type it. Then the export button writes an Excel file with the date, the attendance, and the note, and opens the Android share sheet. Email, Drive, WhatsApp, wherever it needs to go. Getting it onto a phone is refreshingly boring. You build the release APK with Flutter, copy it across to the device, and tap it. You will need to allow installing from unknown sources for whatever app you are opening it with, and Play Protect will probably ask to scan it, which is fine. Installing a newer APK over an old one keeps your data. One thing to be really clear about though, uninstalling the app deletes the database. There is no cloud backup, that was the entire point. So export before you uninstall. Now, the honest gotchas, because every real project has them. There is no pin reset. Forget it, and your only option is uninstall and reinstall, which wipes the data. That is a deliberate trade-off for a simple offline app, but you should know it going in. The build throws deprecation warnings on Android Gradle plugin 8.7.3, and it is tempting to fix that by upgrading. Do not. Version 9 breaks file picker. Warnings are not errors. And if speech-to-text gives you nothing, it is almost always microphone permission. So what is the actual lesson here? The failure was not React Native, and it was not the cloud. The failure was a mismatch between where the app lived and where it was used. Version 2 is not cleverer than version 1. It is just honest about the room it has to work in. Claude is genuinely fast at writing the code. It cannot tell you that the signal is bad in a care home. That part is still your job, and it is the part that decides